Holy shit. We went for like an hour and a half on the last episode. Do we want to replay anything real quick from that episode?
I mean, honestly, one game comes to mind for our replay.
Yeah. All right, we jumped right into it. I'm John.
And I'm James.
Yeah, and this is Games with John and James, episode 7. Before jumping into the main episode topic of the day, we're going to do something that we coined in the last episode, where we think back to the previous episode and kind of just hit on some points that we might have come up with a little bit later after we've had time to kind of digest it.
Gonna hit you with some hot fire replay style.
This isn't the John and James remix. We don't beatbox for that. We just put another quarter in.
2 quarters. We're expensive here.
Yeah, because most games are like 50 cents or $1 now. It's bullshit. Yo, I went to Wonderland as a kid. Those games were a nickel a game.
That was a good time.
Good times. Anyway.
So, I will keep this super brief because I think we gave everybody quite a few games to look for, quite a few things retro as well as current to watch out for, and maybe enjoy this holiday season. One thing I didn't mention, Oh, sorry, I'm standing. Let me catch myself.
Wait, what? What were you just about to say?
I was about to have a faux pas.
Oh, God.
Bravely Default 2.
Oh, okay.
So, Bravely Default originally came out on it was back in the DS, 3DS era, and then you had Bravely Second and Lair. It was really fun. It was a job system. Pretty cool story. Its combat system was unique because normally you take one action a turn, or you can take a turn off, charge up your Brave, do multiple actions, or if you want to go and punish yourself, go in the negative. Just do 4 actions right off the bat and wait 3 turns for your character to come back. The second one Bravely Default 2, came out for the Nintendo Switch this year. It was either this year or last year.
I'm sure it was this year.
My RPGs are getting confused now.
Yeah, you buy too many games.
Hush. There is never such thing as too much.
When I was a kid, I did not have video games. Now I have all the video games.
But no, check that one out as well. It's a really solid JRPG. Good story, multiple endings, good job system, great combat. It's just really, really fun. And it doesn't take itself too seriously, so you can just enjoy it. That is all I will say in this edition of Replay.
Another turn-based RPG. Okay.
It's like I know.
I'll throw in one more honorable mention as well, because this game came out and it kind of got lost in the shuffle just because there were so many good games that come out over the past 2 years. Okay. I don't know what the hell you were going to do. Maybe correct your mistake and say Breath of the Wild, which would be hilarious. But no, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, that game's great. It's a bit, I have my things I can say about it, but in terms of just like a crazy old school PS2 era action game coming back with nice polished graphics, cool new characters, worlds, all that fun stuff, hell yeah, man. It was a great time. It was one of the few games I've actually bothered to complete 100% recently. So
it's an amazing game. Like Ratchet & Clank is a series, 10 out of 10. Play them all. Even, you remember when it was just Clank, the Secret
Agent Clank on the PSP. Yeah, because PSP was because they made a Daxter video game, and then they made that.
But it's honestly a great game for those that don't have a lot of time, because you can beat the new one. You can beat Rift Apart in 15 hours?
Yeah, well, not even that, but it's just there's no bullshit in that game. It just goes and goes and goes.
It's straight to the point, nonstop. It doesn't have filler. We're giving you all of the meat and potatoes right now.
Yeah.
And you don't get that very, very much nowadays with games because it's just loaded with fat. This is a game you can enjoy if you don't have a lot of time. Pick that one up. Totally agree with John. He hit it out of the park there finally.
Yeah. Ooh. Finally. Fuck you.
He agreed with me too until he realized what I said. Yes.
I totally agree with you, my good. Oh. All right, but yeah, totally pick that up. Insomniac's good. They make good games. Working on Spider-Man 2 coming out. It's going to have Venom in it, so that's day one buy from me.
Yo.
Anyway, but yeah, just wanted to touch on that very quickly before we get into episode 7's main topic.
And with that, I had to make him pause because episode 7, I'm coming at you with my lyrical style. Hit it, John.
Remix. My horn's broken. Okay.
Oh no.
It's like musical blue balls.
Oh god.
It's like when you hear the
Cut. You're cutting. You're done. We're done. Oh, God. Oh, for all of you that have to listen to that, I'm leaving that in the episode because I had to. Now you have to.
It's, again, musical blue balls. That's my new favorite game.
Oh, no.
So we're jumping into the next episode. Brand new topic, defending quote-unquote bad video games. Stick around after the break, y'all. We're going to jump right into it.
Here we go now.
I love the Cranberries.
I could be a singer through podcasting.
Now, didn't we say that like doing a podcast to get into real acting or singing is like being like a guy who wants to be an actor but goes through porn?
Yes, we did. Shout out to referencing Orson Welles doing porn.
Charles Foster Kane!
Jesus,
he whips out his dick.
He even quotes the same line here, folks. You hear him.
Dude, that's like, what else is there besides Rosebud? Rosebud was the name of my favorite pussy.
God damn it.
See, I'm editing this episode, and we're recording right now, so I can cut this out.
So, welcome back. And as you know, this is Games with John and James, and we're going to take this in a different route because I don't know about you, but I have played some very arguably bad video games. John, before the break, said, quote unquote, there's no quote unquote for the games that I am going to defend. They are bad.
Well,
and even the new iteration of one I'm about to say is bad.
Look, okay, see, this is the thing. The reason I wanted to make this another topic is something we can both have a discussion about, but the one thing that I also wanted to touch on as well, a lot of gaming press or YouTube videos or any type of reviews or critique is usually embedded in a negative emotion. It's looking at something and trying to pick it apart. You know what I mean? Like,
that's been reviewing through all of time.
Well, like the whole point of critique as like an art form was to observe and report on something, basically. Like when it was like consumer stuff like movie reviews or even games and books and stuff, it was like, is the story good? Is the writing well paced? Like, is there technical things? Even the history of like looking at art. Like, there's a way to have a classicist view on like other forms of impressionism and stuff. What I'm getting a little, broad here, but what I'm basically saying is the reflexive negativity that surrounds a lot of commentary on games, movies, books, whatever, music. I don't want to do that. Instead, I would like to talk about the positives and the things do well. So when I say quote-unquote bad games, what I'm saying is modern parlance, yes, they're not the best games, but there is something to them that makes them good.
They are train wrecks of games. However, they have entertained us enough to where we will justifiably defend. So get your pitchforks ready, because this is one we really want to see what your comments are, because I guarantee you out there in the audience have definitely played a bad video game or two that your friends trashed, your family was like, what the hell is this garbage? Yet you shamelessly played it and enjoyed it.
Hooters road trip. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, time to go.
Hey y'all, welcome to Georgia.
Hey, you see them peaches over there?
I do.
So
anyway.
I stole the thunder on the last couple of episodes. I am yielding the floor,
dude,
so you can hear it, and I am passing the golden trophy of a microphone to you, John. Let's hear your hot take.
Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Now, that game is not good. That game is a train wreck, and its development was a train wreck. But my God, I saw all of the things it was trying to do, even as it floundered around and got all of its 1s out of 5s and 2s out of 10s. And I was like, if they actually had the time to make the game that they originally made, it would have been great.
One of the few things I have to say about that, so Knuckles is my favorite character in any Sonic game. I enjoy Knuckles.
Okay.
They made Knuckles this ridiculously big beefcake moron. Hi, my name is Knuckles. I don't know about this, Sonic.
No, not really. If you played the game, you'd find out. Like, the cool thing is that...
I saw the TV show, and Knuckles was an idiot.
The TV show is not the same as the game.
But I correlate that TV show because it's still the same character model, and he's talking like he has had his brain fried one too many times playing his own video game.
I mean, that's just Travis Willingham, and what he brings to the character.
If That's not a subtle dig. I don't know what is.
No, I'm pretty sure he was directed to sound that way. What I'm saying is that there's more nuance than you think. And I want to focus on the game more right away. So the game was originally conceived as an idea to make a Western version of Sonic, and the whole point was to make it more action-adventure focused, something that would, quote, appeal to Western gamers, which really, as like a marketing phrase, doesn't really track anymore because all of the Western gamers are just playing Fortnite anyway. But what I'm saying is, like, when it comes to things like Sonic, and if you're going to go with like a crucial revamp and redesign and changing of systems and stuff that's in place, that's been part of a legacy franchise for decades, you really got to knock it out of the park. And the funny thing is that every time you hear about what they were actually making or what they showed off in their early development footage, it looked pretty good. It looked like a 4-player co-op, couch co-op, local multiplayer, action, adventure, speedster, Sonic the Hedgehog type game, and it looked great.
It looked like Sonic
Getting
Heroes.
up and walking away.
I made John rage. This is great.
You made me unplug a refrigerator that was humming and annoying me. That's what you made me do. But no, what I'm saying is that, like, sometimes you end up getting a bad game. But that bad game starts with the best intentions, right?
I think,
like, every game starts that way, right?
I was going to say, yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. Every game starts off with the best of intentions, with the exception of the few games that were made just to say fuck you to the company. I can respect that as well because like
what games like that are there?
There's got to be some out there. You know
Chex Quest.
what?
The Doom clone that came packaged in cereal.
But no, so I admittedly so for was it for your birthday or was it for Christmas when I got you what I'm about to say?
I think it was for my birthday.
So for John's birthday last year, so as you know, this man, he bleeds blue. Him and Sega go hand in hand. He is married Sega and he is walking through life proud. So we've been good friends ever since I met him a few years back, and we just hit it off great. I knew of his love for Sonic, and I see in one of the gaming groups that I'm on social media, literally, it was a copy of Sonic Boom, actually signed by the artist. No other copy in existence has this, because let's be real, who the hell is going to get this signed by the artist? Because that game, it's not good. There are good things about it. It came from a good place, but the end product fell very short of what they were hoping it would be.
It's a meme at this point. To say that Sonic games and all Sonic games are bad, all that kind of stuff. The Sonic cycle, and it's like, new thing comes out, shows promise, comes out, it's terrible. Look, I'm not going to defend the game on the fact that it's like not a bad game. That's the one I'll truly admit is not a good game, right? What I will defend is the premise, and I will defend what it could have been. The potential that was there, and the stuff that I actually got to experience as I played it was great. There were just even great jokes in it, because what happens over the course of the game is you split off with each of the characters, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, right? There's a scene you talk to Knuckles, and Knuckles, being big and strong in his buff form now, he kind of playfully slaps you on the back, right? And when he does, your rings come out and you almost fall off a cliff. And I'm like, ha! Funny, relevant Sonic joke.
That's because Knuckles is an idiot in that game. I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
He's not an idiot. It's just funny. It's a joke. It's because it's funny, damn it. And like, when I saw the trailers when it came out, it looked like it combined all of the cool high-speed action. Even if they were going to be like, roller coaster segments, like, fine, let's do that. Let's have something that tackles like an origin story, or let's have something that explores a different world or a different side of these characters. They actually tried to make Sonic, at least in the eyes of Western developing stuff, a character. And I appreciated that greatly. Like, the funny thing is the more that we do this podcast and the more that I have the chance and have the floor to talk about Sonic, the more you'll kind of realize how much more there is to this character than people usually see. They just think chili dogs and go fast. That's all they see. This game tried to deliver on something big. And because of just mismanagement and shifting hardware and engine problems and all this technical mumbo-jumbo that shouldn't factor into someone's enjoyment of a video game, it ruined it.
I mean, we can honestly quantify it in its simplest fashion. It was rushed for no reason other than, hey, get this out the door. We don't care anymore. And that's
not only that, but it was like Big Red Button was the developer, and they used Ilphonic and some other developers to get it done. When they made the game, they were told they're working on, quote, next-gen systems. So they designed the game for that. They used CryEngine, which, proved to be the killing blow. Because when Sega came down and said, oh, hey, it's for the Wii U now, CryEngine doesn't even work on the Wii U. And how the hell do you make a game that won't run a game?
It was quagmired with problems. I'm happy that it didn't fully kill the franchise. Like we got a re-release here, last month or the month before, Sonic Colors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Sonic kind of hung out to dry on a game like Sonic Boom. Again, I do believe it came from a good place. The final product sucked. No offense over there, John.
No, none taken. Like, I know it's bad, but I'm not defending it for to be a potentially good game. I just like the promise of it. I liked what it could have been.
He's actually played it and beat it multiple times.
I played through once mainly.
Oh, he only played it once. He's not defending enough. He has to go play it this weekend, folks. Stay tuned. He will comment about his play experience.
Let me charge my gamepad. One of the people who still have a fucking Wii U. It's for Splatoon because it's dope.
Hey, you and I both, remember? I picked one up and what was that god-awful game we played? Rodeo Sky Soldier. Oh my god.
Papa Naka, why you do this to me? Why you do this to me?
So I ended up getting a Wii U bundle, had a whole bunch of Wii U games. And the main reason I picked up the Wii U was for Xenoblade Chronicles X.
No kidding.
I know, right? So my goal is to ultimately own every JRPG across every system that is affordable. And
so send them to our P.O. box that we just opened right now.
And John actually had the game. He's like, hey, you got this. You're talking about the JRPGs. And he brought it over and we played it. And holy balls.
That game is not even a game. It is just broken. You know how when the Kinect came out and people tried to make, quote, hardcore games for it?
Yep,
and
absolutely.
all of them were terrible? Oh, God. Like, where do I start?
I'd rather play Superman 64 than ever play that game ever again.
Dude, Superman 64 is like game of the year compared to Rodeo. I am so sorry.
It was so bad.
So bad. Like, and it's bad on the level of like the way Star Fox Zero is bad. It's just like, I can't even control this.
Oh man. We tangented, folks. I'm sorry, but I had to tell, make sure he understands he's not the only one with a Wii U out there.
What we'll do is we'll try and defend one game, and then we'll just absolutely dunk on another one to divert attention, and then we'll come back in.
So I think John made a good point for Sonic Boom. It is not going to be a good game, but if you appreciate Sonic, give it a shot. Give it a playthrough. Yes, you are going to suffer through a bad game, but you will see the gems that the creators truly wanted to impart upon you, even if it wasn't delivered in a way that it needed to be.
The way I describe it is there was a game called Dark Void.
You describe it as playing Sonic while snorting coke and smoking weed and then tripping out on LSD and hoping to God you get a good experience?
No, that would be fun. What I'm saying is, what I was going to say was there's a game called Dark Void, and it was one of the Capcom games that came out in a kind of lull where they tried to court Western developers to make games for them. And there's a scene at the end of that game where the main character is like getting pulled into a pit, and then you see him get like pulled down. And then you see him like crawl back up, like almost escape, and then get pulled back down again. That's what that game feels like. Every time you think like, oh, there's something redeeming here, pull back down. So not a good game. I won't defend it as a game. I will defend it for its promise. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I can respect that. I think that's definitely a good bad game. That's a good start for this episode.
Also, play Sonic Lost World if you have a Wii U. That game's dope.
Oh man, he could talk Sonic for days, folks. We're gonna have to do an episode here very soon that is literally the Sonic talk, and it will just be me with sound effects coming off of my phone of the rings or Sonic falling on spikes or the drowning music
or a fart soundboard.
Oh no, Sonic farts.
Chili dogs.
Chili dogs. They give you gas.
Oh god. This podcast is for 5-year-olds now.
So my first pick in this conversation
Here we go.
Shaq Fu.
Explain yourself.
So Shaq Fu, the original one, came out in 1994. It was a fighting game that was, starring Shaquille O'Neal. It actually didn't receive that bad of reviews initially. It received mixed reviews. Like, it was praised for its animations, its kind of robust gameplay, but it was kind of panned for it was just easy, like legitimately easy. And you kind of wondered, why the hell is Shaq in a video game? A lot of people like to say, hey, this is a game for Shaq's ego. I love Shaq as a person. I think that dude is funny as hell. If this is a game for his ego, cool, whatever. He deserves it. I like Shaq. Great guy.
I own all his albums.
Much respect, Shaq. Please sign my copy of Shaq Fu.
Mm-hmm. Shaq Diesel, baby.
So it was the game was not good. It was very easy. It was like there's no good substance to it, and like with a beat 'em up, you have to have a little substance.
It's a fighting game.
So yeah, fighting games, you don't have to have much substance, but you got to have something there. Like even Streets of Rage, there's actual story progression.
I'm
right?
going to jump in immediately. Fighting games are all substance because they're just fighting games. Like, because they're one-on-one fighting games, they have to have substance. It's in their mechanics, not their story. But continue.
Anywho,
sorry.
Before my co-host over here decided to chime in, he
decided to be correct.
But before he decided to shacked in a fool.
Oh shit! Podcast over.
Oh ho ho ho!
You can't get dunked on that bad and keep talking.
It honestly wasn't good, and every month it was out, every year it was out after release. It just steadily progressed worse and worse as more people played it and realized it's just not good.
It just became a meme, is what it did.
Like, this will blow your mind. There was a website created because of this game for the sole purpose of finding the location of every copy of the Super Nintendo Shaq Fu and destroying it.
Yep.
It's still around.
It's infamous in that regard. And like what you're talking about is a level of infamy that is just like staggering. And because of the internet and the way it would spread that kind of stuff around, it took off.
So you fast forward. So that was 94, right?
Yeah.
We're talking
a decade that I don't think really existed. I think it was just a fugue state we all lived through.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. So fast forward 24 years into the future. June of 2018. For some weird reason, we got Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn.
Hell yeah.
I picked that up day one.
Why?
I don't care how
Were
bad
you a backer?
I don't care how bad the first one was. I enjoyed the game. It's, for me, my defense of the game, I'm a fan of like cheesy I don't care dialogue, and the second one delivers that in spades. I mean, hell, Shaq's master, every time I say gold bond, they pay me. Gold bond, gold bond, gold bond.
And the icy hot like power-ups and shit. And
it was cool. It didn't take itself seriously. It picked up where the other one left off, only this time a better engine, better graphics.
Did it though? Because
it did, because it picked up on the infamy. It was more. So I want to say worsely.
It dedicated itself to being a meme before it even came out.
Essentially, I wanted to say worsely, and that's not even a word.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
It was the way it was received the second time around was that much worse than the first one. But if you actually play the game and you look past all the hyperbole, all of the horrible reviews, all of the anyone who's just saying this game is ass, don't look at it, it plays like a simple beat 'em up fighter game. It's not that hard. It gives you some entertaining dialogue. I mean, it's Shaq giving you one-liners with an old dude saying gold bond.
Did you get to the ass fight?
Yes, I beat the game.
Okay. 'Cause the ass fight. It's if you could just find a picture that sums up "do not want," it's that. Also, Chris Brown in the beginning of the game.
Oh,
That was wow. That's next level. Not giving a shit.
Yep. So it's not a good game. Like I can't defend it with any type of potential redeeming grace of it's good, but if you unplug yourself from everybody just screaming this game is shit, it's very simple, easy to get into. You can beat the game in like 2 hours, so you're not throwing a lot of time away at it. And if you haven't seen Shaq at all, or you don't have a lot of experience with him, he's a funny guy. Even his one-liners, cheesy as they are, in the game were funny.
Mm.
So
he also turns into a cactus called a Shactus.
Mm-hmm. Sit on my needles.
Oh, God. Let me prick you.
I'll prick you and stick you.
We have to say it like Shaq. I'll prick you and stick you. Now buy a shakaroni pizza at Papa John's.
So, that's
honestly a solid impression.
Call him up. You can be his voice double.
Yeah, I can be his body double.
You just have
he's in a show and he needs to stand in it and he just hires me. This 5'8" white dude who's like, oh my God, is that Shaquille O'Neal?
Are you on stilts, man? These are 4 foot tall platforms.
Moon shoes.
So that's my first pick. It's I will readily admit I played it, I beat it, I actually replayed it and beat it again. I believe I've played the second one 3 times. First one I played 4 or 5. So it's enjoyable. It is super simplistic. You won't regret playing it because it has humor.
Yeah, like I think that's the takeaway from our first 2 picks is that like by themselves, like they have merits to them, but sometimes their gameplay or just the polish needed or something is lacking, right? So that's what made them bad, and that's what made them infamous, and that's what made them, what they are now, and that's why we're talking about them. So yeah, I agree with that. And like the one thing I'll throw out about Shaq Fu Original is Delphine Software. The company that actually developed the game was headed up by Eric Chahi, who made Out of This World and Flashback. So fuck yeah. Major artsy games with really dope rotoscoped animation.
So, with that being said, we are now moving on with the DJ Jazzy James session of John's second pick, coming to you live.
Yeah, so yeah, DJ Jazzy James gets thrown out of the house. Anyway, those were our first 2 picks. We're going to take a quick break right here, and then we're going to jump in with our final 2 picks to defend. So don't go anywhere. Stick around.
Stay tuned for JRPG music.
Stay tuned. Drop out. Whatever.
We'll be back.
Now I'm scared. I just want a picture. I want the GIF of Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out of the house in Beverly Hills. Like, ah!
I'm just kicked out of everywhere I go. I'm DJ Jazzy James. Get him out of here. DJ Jazzy James. Get him out of here.
No, you don't know the picture from Fresh Prince where he gets thrown out of the house? That shit's hilarious. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, my second pick. I'm going to come off as the biggest apologist. Really. Because I feel like I've had to do that my entire life. The next game I'm going to defend is Shadow the Hedgehog. Now let that sink in real quick. When I say Shadow the Hedgehog, I am sure a tidal wave of 2000 mid-aughts nostalgia hits you between emo music and emo revival and just terrible, terrible high school memories if you were my age at the time.
I mean, I think of Mewtwo killing Shadow the Hedgehog with a spoon.
Which was fucking stupid.
Thanks, Death Battle.
Fuck you, Death Battle. Super Shadow would just come in and just touch him and he'd explode. Anyway, so I want to defend this game because I've had to defend this game since it came out. I adore this game, and I adore it for not the reasons that people look at it and see. It's like, why does he have a machine gun? Why is there swearing? Why is it so dark? Why is all this stuff? It's Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever. No, it was its own game, made to deliver on the premises and promises that they wanted to make with this different character. I loved it. I loved it when it came out, and I still don't completely understand why people hate on it so much. Because people say it's like, oh, it's so dark and edgy, and Shadow's an edgelord, and all sorts of just hyper reactive crap like that. I'm like, what's weird is that I talked about how in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric they tried to explore the characters more. Shadow the Hedgehog is the most explored and like developed character in the entire Sonic franchise.
Well, I mean, they had to because he came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, I don't want to imagine him naked on a wrecking ball. But
I mean, he's a furry, isn't he? Always
shoes and gloves. It'd be like if Donald Duck like took his shirt off. It's like, oh God, he's naked.
Like, I think they had to explore the story of Shadow a lot more because when he was initially presented, train wreck. Presented again, kind of a train wreck. Hey, loose, quick fire. This we're gonna have to, spit at you really fast. A lot of people didn't have anything positive to say because, as you described it, like I mean, essentially, a lot of people boiled him down to, oh, he's the hedgehog that came from Hot Topic, essentially.
I know, but like it's so wrong. Like that assessment of him is just immediately wrong, and I know that because I've played the games. And the shitty thing is because of the current writing style of Sonic games, they just write him that way, and I hate it.
I'm Shadow.
And he's voiced by a guy from my hometown, so I gotta love him still. But anyway, no, but like what I'm saying is that like everything in terms of a game that delivered on. They wanted to make a high-speed Sonic-style action game with gunplay in it, and they succeeded. And they succeeded really well. Like people, when they would play it and they said like, oh, it's too fast, or oh, it's too slippery, or oh, it's too this thing. If you actually take the time to learn how to play the game, you can play that game really well. And the gunplay is great, and the platforming's fun, the homing attack's great. And the fact that it delivered on the true like path system for like the moral choices and stuff, like take the neutral path, take the good path, take the evil path, and each one took you to different levels. Somehow they made that entire storyline cohesive and makes sense for the character. That game has over 300 endings in it and 300 pathways to take to get to it.
That's like New Game Plus to an extreme. So I can also see why that might have been received a little poorly.
Let me rephrase that. So there's 10 endings to it because there's 5 eventual ending levels you can get to depending on the paths you take. But for God's sake. Like, I'll stop talking if you just play that. I just won't talk again.
This was specifically for John and for you out there because I keep on trolling him. This is my final troll with this song.
Pull it away from the mic. It's too loud. Are you done?
Yeah, we can cut that one.
All right, cool. But anyway. No, so like, it was 10 endings you could get from 5 levels that you could beat at the end of the game, and it could result in 326 different story pathways. Each one had their own title, and weirdly enough, all of them made sense. They were cohesive, and they worked.
So I have a question for you. Did you get all 326?
No. I have played that game for decades now, like a decade and a half now, and I've still not gotten every single ending. I've gotten a lot of them.
How many have you gotten?
Well, I've owned it a few times on different consoles. I would say well over 100.
Sonic nerd.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, accept your apology. No, but like what I'm saying is that like the fact that because people shit on Sonic games a lot, and most of the reason why they do is because more often than not they come out as rushed, incomplete messes, right? I would say Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric are the ones people talk about the most when it comes to that regard. Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight, a lot of games, right?
Well, so yes, but look at it a little deeper. So gamers from our generation, so I'm 35, John's 33. We grew up in the heyday of your Sonics, of your RPGs on the Super Nintendo. We grew up in the heyday of this kind of time frame. So people like us, we know great Sonic when we see it. And you have so many newer people. So like our first iterations was Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, right? I was around for it. I may not have played it up until, Sonic and Knuckles, but you remember first time playing Sonic 1. It was great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you grew up with it, so you can understand the mechanics behind what's happening, and you can see through the bullshit to actually see what things are going to be. Whereas newer gamers, it's kind of like, oh my god, I'm playing as a werewolf? This is dumb, Sonic.
Fuck you. Straw person. Fuck you, straw person who you just made up. Because me, I don't know. Every single time a Sonic game has come out, I've loved it.
Sonic makes you tingly.
Bro hoofing. Oh god. No. What I'm saying is that what's funny is people see oh, there was a fallout between the classic Sonic and the modern Sonic. No, there wasn't. I was there the entire time and loved every game. The only game that I didn't love was Sonic and the Secret Rings. That's the one game I unapologetically just hate.
So even like Sonic Pinball?
Yes! Sonic Spinball was fucking awesome.
Much respect.
Yeah, we got that for Christmas one year. That was dope. My brother and I played that shit. So again, good memories attack, whatever. What I'm saying is that for me, there was no disconnect. There was no separation between what Sonic games used to be and what they are now. They're just oh, they made a 3D Sonic? Awesome. I'm running fast and jumping high and doing all sorts of fun stuff in Sonic Land. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. I just like the games. So, but I'm getting off track here. I'm talking about the franchise again, kind of like I did with Far Cry. For Shadow the Hedgehog, when that game came out, and I understand not liking it from that marketing standpoint, when trailers come out and say he's darker, stronger, faster, and he's on a quest to find out who he really is, it reeks of that era of this very, again, yeah, sure, hot topic, AFI, mindless self-indulgence, angsty high school bullshit. But I cut through that and found a really cool high-speed shooting game that was a lot of fun and had characters I loved in it. And also developed a character that I, came to love as a character in the video games.
When you think about it, so you remember Howard the Duck? That really weird movie where
Yes.
It's George Lucas was smoking crack when he made it?
Yes.
Remember how the duck and the woman fell in love?
Which was supposed to be a joke.
So, Shadow, his love interest is what?
Guns.
No. the girl.
What? No, Maria? His sister?
So, I'm saying Shadow the Hedgehog pays homage to love between animal and person.
We don't get to that until Sonic 06. And don't make me defend that game, because I will. But what I'm saying is there's just so much that I see and value in this game that people just cast off because of just the surface level, angsty bullshit. When you push the A button to select a menu in the game, it makes a gunshot noise. I get how that can turn people off to it, but if you let marketing and how something is perceived or shown to you turn you off to an experience you could enjoy, I can't, I have no sympathy for you. You're basically letting what commercials dictate give you your taste.
So with this topic, ladies and gentlemen, the big thing we want to impart to you, these are not good games. These are bad games. On the same token, however, if we as gamers...
I won't even say Shadow's a bad game. I'm sorry.
It's a bad game.
It's not a bad game.
Take your Sonic goggles off.
No, it's not a bad game. I am not kidding.
Anywho, negative opinions of video games tend to steer too many people away from experiencing a game that may not be the best game. It might not be your AAA title. It may not be your sleeper game. But negative opinions, they keep so many of us from experiencing something because it's yeah, that game's ass. Other friend, yeah, that game's ass. Yeah, that game's ass.
Dude.
And it's should I get this? Is it really that bad? Don't. Especially with these games. One, I definitely want to hear what you all think about Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
I would love to see those comments, but don't let other people's negative opinions of a game, because ultimately we all game how we want. We all like what we want. Give the ones people say this game is ass, give them a shot. Play it for at least 30 minutes to an hour. And yes, if the game is a train wreck like Superman 64 or
you can tell
Bubsy 3D.
Uh-huh.
Like, if the game is a train wreck, turn it off. No harm, no foul. And generally, if you buy it and you don't like it, you have a return window, go return it. No, like, problem solved.
Look,
give them a chance is what we're saying.
What we're saying is basically don't be the internet. Like, that's
a tall order.
There's room between absolute garbage and absolute, untouchable God game. There is room in between. I say.
So you're saying we have a nugget of garbage with a little polish.
I'm just saying that there's an entire spectrum of everything else in between perfect and absolute, cancer-inducing filth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying. So again, this is me taking my Sonic goggles off. Shadow the Hedgehog is a good game. It's put together well. It was made by people who wanted to make a good game. And they did. But the problem is that people will see the marketing, they'll see the dressing and all of the aesthetics and stuff like that and say like, oh, weirdo, edgelord, furry game. Like, no, there's more to it than that. There's always more to a game, a book, a movie, music, anything. There's always more to it than what are the surface elements. And that's the thing that I want to deliver as well, that I want to push home. Like, if you didn't take a chance on a video game, take a chance on one. That's what I'm going to say. Because like, I'll admit Shadow the Hedgehog's not a perfect game, but I love it. I still play it. Like, that's how much I can say about that. And like, fuck, man. Like, it's exhausting because I feel like I've been doing this for the past like 16 years.
He's getting in his feels over here. Sonic.
Love me, Papa Sonic.
I love you, man.
No, but I mean, if you want me to break it down and go into it more, I really can. But there's just so much that I loved about what this game did. And because there was just this reflexive reaction of like, ugh, like, no, we don't want this. They changed it and things didn't really be the same again.
It was a product, as you said, of the times. The times were kind of edgy, kind of hot topic-y, emo, punkish. And unfortunately, when you do that with a Sonic game, it's not pretty. It's
going to rub people the wrong way, and I get it. Like, if they did that with Mario, and they made a game called, like, Yoshi the Dinosaur.
Edgio.
Edgio. Enzo the Plumber.
It's a me, Mario, and I shop at the Hot Topic. If you are not wearing black, fuck you.
If they want to make an edgy version of Mario Brothers, they just make GTA with Mario in it.
Actually, no. Wario gets his own super mainline game.
Wario World.
No, not Wario World. Even better. Wario's Odyssey.
Yo.
And Wario has Cappy.
I would play the shit out of it. No, he'd have his own hat monster named Crappy.
Farty?
Crappy.
Oh, no.
Crappy and Cappy. Yes!
But
anyway. The last I'll say on me defending, because this is my second game, and this is the last thing I'll say. Because the two games I picked were from the Sonic franchise.
Fanboy.
Just gonna let that sink in because you have recommended so many goddamn RPGs on this channel that it makes me want to throw up. Anyway, what I was gonna say was that to the Sonic fandom as a whole, as someone who I see myself a part of, the one thing, and I'm wholly stealing this from Gerard the Completionist. He did a series called Defend It, where he defended Sonic Unleashed, and he said the one thing that has made these Sonic games what they are is people's perceptions of what a Sonic game should be. And Sonic games are whatever the hell the people who are making it want them to be. And if you're not along for the ride, you're not along for the ride.
But that's every game in general.
Yeah, sure. But like when it comes to iconic mascot platformer type people who were there in like, the original origins of video games, there's more scrutiny. Right?
Yes. So I think I'll expand upon that because, that's kind of a sore subject as well. So in the RPG community, you have turn-based versus action versus current, it's basically action versus turn-based. And you look at the new Final Fantasy VII, it was action combat. And even its turn-based version is action combat.
Yeah. I agree.
And your older school mentality is, this is wrong, give me turn-based, that's all I care about. And a lot of them, they're not a big fan of it, or it's very selective, the action games, the action RPGs they're a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
However, play the damn game to play the damn game. You don't have to be a purist. You don't have to be like, well, back in the day it was this, and now it's this, and this is trash.
Dude.
Things have to change, and things have to evolve. If we stayed the same, and all we did was Super Mario 1 4 billion fucking times, I would shoot myself in the face.
I want to chime in real quick. The one thing that makes me and makes us discussing this, I think, a good thing, is that there's a sense of when games like that come out, whether they're remakes or remasters or just even new games in a franchise, there's this sense of erasure that comes up. No, that legacy is still there. Those games you love are still there, and they're still intact and able to be played, unless you're, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, or Vice City, or 3. Heyo, topical.
Oh, man.
But
yeah.
So don't get caught up in the whirlwind of like, oh, the Final Fantasy VII remake erases Final Fantasy VII. No, that game is still there, and it's still as perfect as it was for you when it came out.
And let's be real. A lot of the games that we are purists, in a sense, we'll use that word, I think it's accurate. Like, a lot of us who don't want to let go of the past, those games are remade or remastered for current systems. I mean, hell, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII, they were released as a combo pack, and you could get it off of PlayAsia. Like, legitimately, it was released for the Switch. And now you have Final Fantasy VII/8 to play on the Switch. If you don't want to come into the modern times because that was gaming as you remember, and that's only gaming you enjoy, that's your right.
Mm-hmm.
But don't shit on other ideas. Let them be there. You can have your opinion, by all means, because, hell, we're literally spitting opinions at you.
We're literally throwing what we feel is right at you and being like, if you don't agree with us...
Like, allow for other opinions to form. Defend yourself, but don't gatekeep the fuck out of new ideas.
And to those people in the Sonic community, shut the fuck up and play Sonic Mania again. Whatever. You got what you wanted.
You got Sonic Heroes.
Fuck you. Anyway, yeah. So that's all I gotta say on that. And I'm exhausted. I'm legit exhausted talking about this.
His face is like sinking. Like, I remember the wars, the Sonic Wars.
It's the opening of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh no!
War never changes. He didn't say that.
So
Liam Neeson said that in Fallout 3.
Oh no!
John, you don't like Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson is good. Like, I say oh no because, so my current favorite actors, tangent here, Liam Neeson is always up there. Sam Elliott, always up there. I've got the deepest Western voice ever.
Where are you from, Sam Elliott? Sacramento.
Yeah, I can't even replicate it. That's like 12 octaves deeper than my voice.
Yep. Mustache.
Exactly, right? Don't you? I wish I could grow that. And then Idris Elba. Love Idris Elba to death.
Knuckles.
So, sorry for the tangent, but John challenged me not liking Liam Neeson. I think you defended that well. Mm-hmm. We can agree it's not the best game, but it doesn't deserve the hate that it got.
It certainly doesn't, and I've been saying that for like almost 20 years.
I'm on your side now.
We high-fived.
Spiritual high five. Actually, we go so fast that we blur the lines of time, and our high five causes concussions through the air. Kadoosh!
I was going to say, spin dash noise right here. John, if you're editing, put a spin dash noise in here.
Wait, this is your episode.
I think so. I hope so, because otherwise I'm going to look like a damn fool.
Oh. So, a game I'm going to defend. And we touched base on, a little bit on it a couple episodes back with our mascots. Bomberman Act 0.
I'm going to do that voice again. Explain yourself.
So you need to explain yourself right now. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's the sound of John dying on microphone. He popped every bone of in his body. That was briefly he was the exorcist and all you hear is the popping.
No nerve gas went off and I was like, ah!
He's like,
that's not funny. Nerve gas is not funny.
So, Bomberman Act 0. So, Bomberman, storied franchise, as we mentioned.
Uh-huh.
So much fun. It's such a simple concept. It's place the bomb, blow stuff up, throw bombs at the enemy. Bomberman 64, remember the giant red bomb with the mini nuclear explosion?
Yeah, the blue fire, which is hotter than regular fire.
And remember battle mode, you cornered your friend and he couldn't get away,
Yo.
and he just has to accept the bomb death?
I remember I was talking up Bomberman in the mascot draft because, like, in Mega Bomberman, you get the little kangaroo friends, and they do different
The
cool
Louis.
shit. Yeah, the Louis. The pink one would do the dance. Fun times.
So Bomberman Act
And then
Zero.
frickin' Bomberman by Todd McFarlane comes out on the 360.
Oh God.
Because on the cover art, he's got a fucking chain hanging off. Why? What does he need to hoist?
I don't know. But no. So Bomberman Act Zero, just gameplay wise, the loading times atrocious. The collision detection. It's a Bomberman game. You need to have good collision detection for a game that is designed where you plant a bomb, it blows up. Oh no, I'm not detecting. Oh, I'm dead. There were so many unnecessary deaths because the collision detection was bad. You, level wise, it was literally like copy paste textures. Copy paste, like there was no differentiate. Remember, like every level was literally the same.
It was the same level. Yeah, I remember.
And then on top of that, the first person view. I don't want to be a first person Bomberman.
That sounds awesome. I'm sorry.
If you have good camera controls and not everything else I mentioned, absolutely.
Dude, I'm sorry to tangent, but do you remember when ESPN and Sega Sports made like the other sports games that competed with Madden for a while?
Oh yeah, I remember those, yeah.
One of those things they did one year, I think it was like the 2K6s, you could do first person like goalie cam or like first person playing football. And it's like, this is awesome.
I remember those ads.
Holy shit.
But like the camera controls were god awful in the first person mode. And like as you can hear, I'm literally talking the bad of this game first.
But
Bomberman as a franchise is not supposed to feel depressing. Act Zero felt crazy and depressing. Like
Shadow the Hedgehog.
you look at other Bomberman games, you never got a feel of depressing. It was over the top. The music was uplifting. Like the music in this game was even depressing.
Dude, the character design alone. Look at Bomberman Act Zero's cover art and compare it to literally any other Bomberman game.
Yeah, exactly. So all of that being said, the reason why I'm defending this bad game, and we, like John will even agree on this, I'm feeling like it's a bad game for a Bomberman game, is it's still Bomberman. And at the end of the day, it's still fun. It was fun multiplayer to pin. If you knew how to make the collision detection system, which was awful, work for you, you could pin opponents in a way they couldn't do anything when they should have a means to get around the bomb.
What I'm immediately hearing is the same kind of thing that I talked about with Shadow, is that like the tried and true gameplay elements come through the bullshit, basically. They rise above the surface level elements.
Exactly. Like Bomberman, no matter what, is going to be, for me, enjoyable. I actually did look through my collection. I do have Bomberman R, so guess what? One weekend here, we are definitely going to have to, jam out on some Bomberman.
I have it on my Xbox as well, so yes.
Well, I have it on the Switch.
Well, mine's better.
I will fight you.
Xbox is more powerful than the Switch. I win automatically. Bye.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say I can't really argue with you because underpowered, overpowered, Nintendo
Can you take
fans.
your Xbox outside? I don't think so. Yes.
Nintendo fans, don't kill me.
I like the idea of you being the ambassador of Nintendo and be like, yeah, we suck.
Oh, man. Honest ambassading.
Which is exactly what you want from a diplomat.
So, Bomberman Act Zero, it was a game that could have literally train wrecked the franchise to a point of no return.
True.
Luckily, it didn't, and we got more iterations after that, but you can't take a game... I mean, yes, you're blowing other things up. It's if you look at it from the whole, violence in video games and whatnot, you're literally blowing someone up with a bomb. But it's cutesy. It's fun. It's quirky. And the music induces this manic sense of, I gotta do this. You remember on the Sega, no less, like laying the bomb trail. I'm moving to the left.
The line bomb power up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm moving to the left, and you're literally like, and you have the speed power up with the bomb line power up, and it's literally like, lay bombs, lay bombs, lay bombs, lay bombs. Oh, look, I trapped you in and I moved away. And then you're hidden in that one area you're safe because you also have maxed out your bomb explosion, and I'm just sitting there waiting to die.
And then Bomberman 64, there was like you mentioned, the giant red bomb where the fire goes through the blocks and it goes to the giant dome, and you're like, oh, okay.
Unfair advantage.
Completely unfair, but also chaotic fun at its most fun.
And that's what Bomberman is supposed to be. Bomberman is supposed to be chaotic fun, simplistic enjoyment. You do not take a game like that and make it depressing. That would literally be like making Mario Odyssey. And Mario Odyssey is sad and depressing. I don't want to play a sad and depressing Mario game.
It's like taking Sonic the Hedgehog and painting him black and giving him a gun.
Oh, I mean, hey, accurate. Look at that shadow tie-in. So,
see, I riff on my own things I defend.
So, honestly, Act Zero, regardless of the bad elements I described, give it a shot just for the sake of it being a Bomberman game. The multiplayer is still fun. That is its one mega redeeming quality that, regardless of all of the bad mechanics. Oh, I forgot to mention. Remember, it didn't have a save feature.
It didn't?
Remember?
I don't remember that.
No save feature.
How do you not have a save feature in 2005? Did it use passwords?
2006.
Really? Because the Xbox 360 came out in 2005, I thought.
I am looking at it right here on my list.
Okay, yeah.
Of my facts.
Mm-hmm. Fact check.
And also the AI was unbalanced. It would go from stupid Conker's inbred to evil genius, and you're just literally, bomb, bomb, bomb. Oh, cool, I die. So, all that aside, the multiplayer is still Bomberman enjoyment, and that's what made that game a worthwhile play.
$60 to have Rob Liefeld redesign your character.
Well, back then, $60. I think you can get that game for like $20 now.
I know, but what I'm saying, I'm trying to sell the game as it came out.
Oh,
so
you can't. Just stop.
$60 to have Rob Liefeld redesign your Bomberman game and maybe play some local multiplayer on occasion when your buddies come over.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a pitch right there. I got to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, we're not picking too many more after that. Actually, this is the last pick. These are bad games, however you want to describe them, but we will defend them because we enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to cut you off because, like, you always tend to take lead with the outros, but I actually want to hear from everybody else out there because I know what it feels like personally to be, like, shit on for like a game that you like or a franchise you like or a thing that you play, and it's not fun because people say things like guilty pleasures, and I've said it before, I believe, on previous episodes. There is no such thing as a guilty pleasure to me. If it brings you pleasure, if you like something, you should like it unapologetically. You shouldn't have to be ashamed for something you like, right?
It's so tiring to have to defend. We as gamers understand some games I enjoy, some games John enjoys may not be for you. That's fine. Vice versa, games you recommend in the comments, we may not have ever played or like or enjoy. But it brings you enjoyment. Those bad video games everybody shits on, don't be ashamed of them.
Yeah, they meant something to you, and that's great, because that's what games should be. Enough said.
So, as always, check us out on Instagram at Games with John and James, as well as Facebook. Same logo, Games with John and James. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Leave some comments.
Tell us what you were crapped on as a kid for liking, because I want to know what you had to defend growing up.
So we've been pretty active on our Instagram as of late, and we definitely we want to engage with you. We want to understand that, because that's letting us into your world as we have let you into our world, and it's just awesome. And we like talking to you as much as we like talking to each other.
Facts.
So that being said,
I'm John.
And I'm James.
And this was Games with John and James, signing off.
Bad video games for life.
Bad game for life. It's like Bad Boys for Life, but that game fucking sucked.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's a game that's just bad. All right, whatever.
On that note,
peace out.
Deuces.